I literally just realized that if you were born in the 80s, raised in the 90s, you can literally survive anything. You can adapt and adjust and survive anything. We went from not having cell phones to having just beepers to getting cell phones where you could only have free calls after 9 o'clock, to cordless phones, to the house phones that with the long cords. And we went through all of the technology stages and phases, right? We went from having the big box computers, the big huge TVs that you had to go and push the button or whatever. We went through all of those. We seen the development of all of those different stages and phases of technology. So if something was to happen and we had to go back to that, we would be okay. We will be okay because we know what to do. We had to learn how to do that. These kids, this generation, yo, they will be lost. They will be lost. Because I showed my son a phone. I'm like, so, and back then, if you wanted to text somebody or whatever, like you had to tap the number however many times to get to that letter. I showed him a phone, like, yeah, you know how to use this? Or lost. I still got my old two-way. Pulled it out. He's like, well, what's that? I'm like, it's a two-way. Back in the day, that's how we used to text people. Y'all ain't have phones that, like, y'all couldn't text off y'all phone. No. Them things was, you had a phone, and then you had a beeper, or when the two-ways came out, you had a phone and you had a two-way. You couldn't text on both. No, that was not a thing. We literally went through so many phases and stages that if all of this shit was to just crash one day and we had to go back to the old school way, we'd be fine. I don't know what they would do because they so used to the screens on their phone. We ain't had no screens. You pick up the phone, you dial a number, and you talk. That was it. That's all. Like, there was no screens. FaceTime. I remember going to the Liberty Science Center back in the day. They had this big, huge box. And they said, if somebody else had this big, huge box and it had like a phone attached to it, if somebody else had that and you had it, you can see them. That we was like, oh my gosh, you could see them as you talking to them. Now we got FaceTime, just boop, boop, boop. I ain't gonna lie. I miss them days. I miss them days, but I feel bad for these kids, this generation. They wouldn't know what to do. They'll be lost. They wouldn't know what to do.